Hello, hello, crafty friends. Stacy here with a creative session. So, the card that I'm going to be featuring tonight is a double vision card. So, yes, of course, I'm jumping on the bandwagon to show you this super easy technique. And I tell you, when I saw this DSP, the Scenic Coast, hold on. Let's just spend a little time on this DSP pack. So this is the Scenic Coast. It's a 6x6 pack. It's item number 16773. Okay. Now, there's some foil. Let's see if you can catch that shine. See that shine right there? So it has some foil in there. Look at these papers. So when I even saw this in the catalog, I said, I'm getting this paper pack just to do this technique that I see so many people doing. I want to learn it. So that's what I got it for. But I definitely see myself using this paper pack for because I am a beach girl, right? So this is definitely up my alley. So let me show you. You get a whole bunch. I think you get like six, excuse me, of this one. Then you have this one. Look at this. And one side has that, excuse me, that really nice shimmer, right? Oh my gosh, look at that. And then the back side. And then there's this one. Love that. Look at this one. Oh, love, 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 love. Look at that shine right there. You get so much paper. Oh, this is out of order. No, there it is. So many. Let me see. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, six of each. Nope, seven, eight. Eight of each. Oh my gosh. So much. Look at this. Love this and this one. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So I, when I played around, I used this one right here for this card. But today we're going to remake this card. I'm going to show you how easy it is. And we're going to use this. And I am picking up fresh freesia in here. Let me tell you the colors that coordinate with this pack because there's so many great colors. Balmy blue, blueberry bushel, crushed curry, gorgeous grape, Highland heather, and strawberry slush. So I'm using fresh freesia, which also coordinates with the gorgeous grape. So all you need for this is you're going to need one piece of DSP. We're going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Then you are going to need a piece of coordinating cardstock, 4 by 5 1/4. I have a basic white layer for my inside, 4 by 5 1/4. I've already gone ahead and stamped and heat embossed that. Look at that. That's the inside. Don't forget to emboss your inside sentiments. But I do so much heat embossing. That's not what today's video is about. It's about making this card. So I've just gone ahead and done that. I'm adding a piece of basic white, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. If you see, I have it matted on a piece of basic white there after we made that panel. And then I have my fresh freesia, which is going to make my A2 sized card base, which will be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's do that. Let me just score my card base so I can make that. I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. Okay, so just so I have my card base. All right. Let me get some tools out. All right. So we have our card base. Like I said, I've already gone ahead and stamped my sentiment on the inside. And my sentiment today comes from my beautiful butterflies. This is an older set. It's in my stash. I love it. You might have that. But I use Time to Celebrate for the inside and then Happy Birthday for the front. And then I also have some what do you call that? Butterflies. I use some of the butterfly cutouts from that set. So we're just going to try to put this together quickly. So I'm going to get my inside layer put in there. Again, that is heat embossed. So let me zoom in. Look at that. You know, I always do some sentiments heat embossed on the outside, but I'm going to start doing some more of that. So here is my card that's ready to go. All right. So now I have my fresh freesia. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and I need to cut this down by 4 by 5 1/4. So let's do that. Now, if there's a certain part of your paper that you want to highlight, you would just focus on that. So 4 by 5 1/4. So I don't want to cut off any of this. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna trim from this end. Perfect. Okay. So that's what I'm left with. Love, love, love that. And doesn't matter which way you turn it, right? I think I'm going to keep it this way. All right. So now we're cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. This completely covers that coordinating cardstock. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to use my other paper trimmer. Where is it? I just like to do my 1/2 inch cuts. I'm a weirdo on this trimmer, so it's just what I like to do. But now what you're going to do is you're going to cut this down into 1/2 inch strips, line it up, but keep it in position. Okay. So I'll zoom in for a moment just so you can see. So 1/2 inch, right? And I'm going to take that strip and I'm just going to put it off to my side. You'll see when I zoom out everything how I have it, but I'm just keeping them in, so they match and do not get out of alignment. You might have sceneries. I've seen some DSP, this done with mountain sceneries or trees and things like that. And it just looks absolutely beautiful. So you need to keep your strips totally in line when you're doing this. All right, this is going to be my last one. All right, that looks pretty good lined up. Okay, I think we're good. I will get my trimmer out of the way and show you how stinking easy this is. All right, here's all my pieces, right? So I laid them out. They're all in position. Okay, so now I'm going to take this piece of the fresh freesia, again, 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to use some liquid glue. I think this is going to work best with liquid glue. So I have that right here. And I'm going to start with taking that first strip and I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to get some glue on there. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to line, I probably have too much glue. I'm going to line this up at the edge right there. Okay. And then just rub it down. So, and now, you can pick it up and just make sure you're right at the edge. And that liquid glue just gives you a second to play with it. Now, you're going to take that next strip and you're just going to line it up right next to it. Just place it right down, butt it right up against. Okay. Then take the next strip and you're going to repeat that with some liquid glue. You don't need a lot of glue. Now you can use tape runner for this. I just feel if I have it a little out of alignment and I need to move it a second, the liquid glue just gives me that additional time I need. Okay, now I'm going to take the next one and I'm just going to place that down and butt it up right against that one right there. So you get the idea, right? We're going to just take that next, put some liquid glue. So it's every other gets some glue on it and gets glued down. And that other one just kind of sits there and waits. And I will show you what we're going to do there. Okay. And like I said, this paper is absolutely perfect. It actually belongs with a suite, which I did not get yet. It has sailboats and a scenery. I'm sorry, but I just don't have the name next to me. So this one doesn't have any glue on it. I'm just going to butt that up against that last one and put it down. We're going to do some glue on this one. But yeah, that whole suite is absolutely gorgeous. And this paper, yeah, I just see this paper being used for, all those techniques to use like scraps and stuff and strips. This will be, I just think this is perfect paper for all those types of techniques. All right, so you're going to lay this one down. Okay. And then this last one, you're going to butt up. So we're done with our liquid glue for now. All right, so there you have it. And there is your last one. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do now, any type of foam adhesive that you have, you can use um, our little 3D foam squares. You can use foam tape if you have it. Well, I have these foam adhesive strips, which is 141825, which we carry. These are great for shaker cards. And I'm going to use these strips. I thought it worked well using these strips. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take that that first one that wasn't set down. This is why I think this is easy, because I could just pick up this whole strip, put it down here, and then I'm going to come in and cut off the edge. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to pull this backing off. I'm going to use a little bit of adhesive. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. So this is sticky right here. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just so this gives me a little bit of movement. If I need to move it around before it fully goes down. So let me show you. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to line this back up, okay? And I am going to, so you see how it's touching, but I can move it a little bit because I put that liquid glue on the adhesive. See how I can move it around? Okay. And when you think you have it in the proper spot, just push it down. Ah, perfect. Okay. There you go. And you zoom out a minute. Okay. Love it. All right. Now you're going to repeat what we just did and take that next strip, grab another strip here. So this is all we're going to do. We're going to repeat this about 4 times. And we'll add some embellishments. Again, put that liquid glue. That just gives you a moment. As you saw, I was fumbling a little bit with that first one, but because I had that liquid glue, it allowed me that time. Okay, I'm just moving this towards me a little bit so I could see. I'm going to put that down. I think that is good. I think we're good. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, we're going to take that next strip off. So super easy. I love techniques. Listen, I think I need to change my name. Now that I've been crafting for many years, I don't know. I know Crafty Diva is my name, but my handle, but I just feel like I'm like, you know, if you are like a beginner crafter, that's kind of the style I enjoy. I don't like things that take too much reading or, I need an engineering degree to kind of figure out how to put it together. So I like simple techniques, but effective, right? Okay. So I'm just putting that liquid glue and I'm going to add this one. Okay. Love it. That one went down nice. Whoop. Okay. Perfect. And now that last one. These strips make it easy to do this. I think these strips make it easy to do this. Okay. And I've seen this technique done different ways, right? Everybody finds different ways. I found this was the easiest. So that's why this is the way I'm doing it. Okay. Let's get this last strip on. Perfect. 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 Okay. How cool is that? So underneath we have the fresh freesia. Move it over just a smidge, right? But now I have that 1/8 of an inch of basic white, if it will work, and poke out just a little bit. Might not on this side, you might not see it too well. Say it's there, but because this side is raised, but I still like it. I am going to add it to my card base. Well, not the card base yet, to that basic white layer. I'll just play with it and move it around just a smidge. Again, it's going to be harder to see on that one side. But we're going to make it work. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. There we have it. We have our 1/8 of an inch, our little white border, just a little subtle hint, but between is that fresh freesia. So it's sort of that illusion. So this gives that double illusion, but also you're not seeing the white there. It's only poking out. So I thought that was kind of cool. All right. So now we want to adhere this to our card base. So again, I'm going to just use liquid just to make this easier. So we're not pressing down. Okay. Let's get that down. Okay. Love it. Now it's hard to like push it down, right? So each of these areas that were flat, what I was doing was taking like my bone folder and pushing in there and then going over these areas because it's just hard to just push down on this card and you don't want to ruin everything. So very nice. Love that. So cool. Okay, so now I cut out 2 butterflies. This was from that beautiful butterfly set. I'll show you my original card that I made. I have the 2 butterflies there. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Oh, no, there we go. Okay, so I have my 2 butterflies. I also have cut out of fresh freesia. This is using the Stylish Shapes dies. And then using another of the Stylish Shapes, I cut out, this is just vellum. I cut out a circle from vellum and then the larger circle in the fresh freesia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, between both of these panels, put a strip of, let's see, where's this going to cover? So we need one here. We need one here. And one there. Let's get another one. So this will hold up our circle. See? So I have some adhesive there, and now I can just place the circle down. So let's do that. Oh, my nails. These nails get in the way of my crafting sometimes. Okay, so we'll put that just like that. Now I want to put overlapping. See how I have that one overlapping? Now, because I have, this is also cut out from the Stylish Shapes banner, and I already had gone ahead and heat embossed that with the happy birthday. This is going to sit in the middle, so you're not going to see any adhesive. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive right here, because nobody's going to see that. Just so that could overlap. I'm also going to put a little dot of adhesive here to hold that down because my banner, see how you could see it smushing, but the banner is going to go right over that. So it's no problem at all. I'm just going to hold that down for a second just so that kind of adheres. Perfect. Just let that settle. Now I'm going to I cut the butterfly body out of the fresh freesia, and then I had some white glitter from my stash. So I cut out the bodies. I'm just going to curl the wings up just a little bit. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back side here and put this one right about there. All right, we're going to do the same thing with this guy, bend his wings. Okay, put some adhesive. Put that one right there. Okay, and now I think we are good there. So I'm just going to take my sentiment. So see how it's going to cover. You're not going to see anything. I'm going to use some tape runner for this. Right about there. Perfect. All right, now for some gems, I had these beautiful pearls. These were from a paper pumpkin, and I saved them because I think they're gorgeous. And I'm hoping for Stampin' Up! To come out with them one day, but they haven't yet. So I kept them, and I'm going to use some of these. We're going to put one there, and two there. Okay. There you have it. That is the double vision card. I hope you enjoyed this. So easy for any sentiment. Swap your sentiment out for any occasion and just add a little die cut, a punch, you name it. And you know what? If you didn't even have those butterflies on there and just left the card without them, everything else super, super easy and very, very beautiful. Thank you. Happy birthday. You're the best. Thinking of you. These are beautiful cards that you don't need to dress up much for an occasion of that you want to send a card. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my style of crafting. If you do, give me a like, give me a share, thumbs up, drop a comment. I'd love to know that you're watching, and let me know if you enjoy this technique or you're going to give it a try. So I hope you have a wonderful day and happy crafting, everyone. Take care now. Thanks for watching.